Hi everyone, it's a rainy Friday night and I thought I would share one of my favorite home care peels with you. So 2 days ago I did a wonderful skin needling demonstration on my skin, and so now my skin is just at that point where after the micro needling I can feel that there's some dead skin on the surface that's ready to come off. And today I'm actually going to be following that up with what we call a power peel. So a power exfoliation is when we use a combination of acids and enzymes to give the skin a really deep clean out, but also to help to remove any dead skin cells or flakiness that you might have. So the dead skin cells build up naturally every 28 days, and it's always a good idea to exfoliate at least once a week. The different exfoliators that we use, I'll introduce you to a few of them. The first is this wonderful product over here. It's an AHA/BHA exfoliating mask by GLB. By the name you can hear it's got alpha hydroxys and beta hydroxy acids in it. So that will actually brighten and refine my skin. It also contains wonderful lactic acid, which is the hydrating kind of exfoliator. So that one we'll use as a pre-exfoliator. I like to do this particular one at least once a week, and that helps to keep the pores nice and refined. Also just brightens the complexion. After double cleansing the skin, apply a thin layer and do a pre-exfoliation before we do the next step, which is the power polish. And it's what we call a power peel because you're combining different kinds of acids and you're also combining enzymes with that. And we're using some granular action in here as well. So the power polish combines the ageless mask and the Vital C enzyme mask, and those two are actually applied on top of each other. So after you've done that, you'll rinse that off after 10 minutes, and then you apply your favorite serum or whichever condition you're targeting. In my case, I'm working on pigmentation at the moment and inflammation from a breakout. After that's complete, we will then follow with our night cream of choice, and my night cream of choice has got retinol in it. So this one is actually a 2% retinol product. Retinol is like a personal trainer in the skin, and it reminds your cells what they need to do. So whether it's shedding the skin, whether it's producing new cells, and whether it's just energizing those cells, vitamin A is the way to do it. Obviously, my routine in the morning will always include an SPF, but since it's nighttime, no need for that. So off to get started, we'll be using the Max Stem Cell Cleanser. You can use various kinds of cleansers. You don't need to worry about if you're using a salicylic cleanser and you're oily, then you'll be just fine doing that for this procedure. But I really love this Max Stem Cell Cleanser. So I just like to do a few circles around the eyes, onto the cheekbone, and then just take that down into the neck. Okay, and we like to do 2 cleansers. And then a nice treat for yourself is to use a hot towel for your cleanser removal process. The hotter the water, the better, because by the time it gets to your skin, it's actually cooled down quite a lot. So you take the towel like this, drape it around, cover your face, and just hold and let it steam. And gently wipe. Right, don't be alarmed, my skin goes red quite quickly. Alright, and then a little bit of eye makeup remover. I've already given one cleanse before the session, so spare you my double cleanse routine, but definitely cleanse twice. Alright, and once that is done, you want to grab a tissue and just blot the water off your face, because what we do is we leave the skin wet and the mask or whatever goes on top of that, and you actually dilute the mask. So just press off any water that might still be in the skin. Next up, I've got this great little brush from Image. And take a generous helping of your AHA/BHA mask. I pop that on the back of my hand It is a beautiful mask for the back of your hand, by the way, even chest, neck. Got some serious shadows going on here. So AHA BHA mask will work on stimulating your skin because of the alpha hydroxy acids, but at the same time the beta hydroxy acids will break up any congestion in the skin. And that's actually a beautiful mask and exfoliator all in one. If you want to get really messy, you can use your hands, but I feel like that wastes a lot of product, so I just am in the habit of using an applicator. Okay, so you can do as much or as little as you want. Always include underneath the jawline. Nice even application. So that will generally stay on for about 15 minutes, and I can already feel the acids working. Here and there I've got a little blemish that's still healing, so I can actually feel that working. And the active ingredients in here are lactic acid, salicylic acid, glycolic acid, and kaolin. So kaolin is actually going to absorb any excess oil in my skin. At the same time, the formulation with the lactic acid is actually a hydrating exfoliator as well, so you don't feel any dryness on your skin. So you can, if you want to, just massage it in a bit. I have a very thick, oily, resistant skin. You really have to read your skin before doing this sort of thing, because if you have a very delicate skin, you might just want to keep your contact time down to 5 minutes on the first application. I said it before and I'll say it again. I always include my upper, not quite so low, but my upper lid area over here, because we tend to forget about that area. And it's just as much as part of your skincare routine as the rest of the face. And you can actually take this all the way down onto your chest. It's a really lovely mask. So once you've got that on, you can read a book, have a cup of tea, paint your nails, maybe put on your callus remover, your pedicure callus remover. So you've got to wait for at least 15 minutes for this to do its magic. So I'll check in with you a little later. Okay, so 15 minutes later, my AHA BHA mask is ready to come off. And there are two ways you can do that. You can obviously take a warm cloth or your facial sponges or your facial chamois and just give it a good wash. Or you can do what I love to do, is to do a bit of a gommage. So you support the skin and you just rub. Feels a bit messy at first, but you get into it really quickly. Because of the lactic acid in there, it actually turns into a beautiful gommage. Gommage is a French word, and essentially it's used for peeling off the mask product. When you do it in this technique, this is called gommaging. So just support the skin with one hand, follow with the other, and generally just roll the dry bits of mask off. And this is a twofold benefit, because you're mechanically removing dead skin, mechanically obviously through the friction, but you're also assisting deeper penetration of the acids. And it really helps to get any of those sneaky blackheads that might be stuck in pores, to get all of that stuff out. Okay, so my favorite spot, just to clean behind and in front of the ears and under the chin. Use the back of the hand just sort of in a flicking motion to get underneath your chin. And whenever we work under the chin, we want to drain to the outside, okay? Because this is fluid that accumulates here. Right, so nice hot towel. Now you can just remove the same way you removed your cleanser. Fold your towel in half, around the chin, create the face. If you do use a hand towel the way I am now, just make sure you're not actually rubbing the skin very hard. Just do it very gently. Trust me, I am being gentle. Get all the product out of your hairline, off the eyebrows. If you want to be really neat, you can put on a little cap, but I quite like going right into the hairline. Great exfoliator for the lip area. You'll see how pink the lip area has gone. Make sure you remove all the traces of mask. Okay, once you're happy, I'm going to blot the skin. This is one of those peels you need to make a little time for yourself, but it's so worth it. My skin's already feeling really, really soft and healthy. Now next up is my ageless mask. It's actually an exfoliator and a mask. So we use this particular mask in one of our professional facials as well. So we're going to just apply the tiniest little bit. Okay, there you go. That's how much I've got. It's the nicest feeling. Avoid the eye area with this one because it is minty. Okay. Go right down into the neck. So if you have sensitive skin, you would never do, with sensitive being really red and reactive, you would never do this kind of abrasive action that I'm doing now because it's got the granules in it, right? So the granules in here essentially will help dislodge any skin cells that are still hanging on for dear life. And as you can see, it's quite a vigorous amount of circles I'm doing. This technique is if you want to resurface pores and if you have thick, coarse, oily skin, or if you have a lot of collagen cross-linkage, you know, when we get the lines and wrinkles that crisscross, or you can see, you know, a texturized area on your skin, that's where you want to use this technique. You don't want to be using this overly on smooth skin. Like my cheek area is quite smooth, my T-zone is quite coarse, so I'll tend to go into that quite a bit. If you have lines on the upper lip, that's where you want to focus. So just support, work into the sides of the nose, up the sides of the nose. And I promise you, this is like no mask you've ever had before. So you'll see there's a slight pale white pastiness on my skin. So I can feel the pepperminty business going to work, as well as the alpha hydroxy acids again. It's almost like a second sweep, okay? So by now your skin is feeling really, really clean. And this is where it gets really exciting. We're going to apply the enzyme mask. I've taken quite a generous amount, so by generous amount I need to show you properly. So take my 3 fingers, that's heaps, okay? And I've taken enough to go forehead, neck, and down to the chest a little. Okay. And you want to maybe just put some on the back of your hands as well. Why not? Can already see the luminosity and the glow in my skin coming through from this procedure. The peppermint has all kind of disappeared now, so it's absolutely fine if you want to work up here with the vitamin C. If you have exceptionally sensitive skin, you may want to skip the previous exfoliator, which is the granular pepperminty one, and just go straight with the vitamin C enzyme mask, which is beautiful. Even with this though, you do need to start off by applying for 5 minutes, then 10, then 15, 20, eventually work up to 30 minutes, and your skin will adjust to that intensity. So now we'll leave this wonderful mix on my skin for another 10 minutes, and then I'll rinse that off and finish with my night care. Time to remove the remainder of the mask. So we use our technique again. Towel, just fold it in half, wrap it around, hold it. I can feel how smooth my skin is. Make sure you get into all the little creases around the nose. If you want to use some cotton pads, just to be sure that you've taken all the exfoliator and mask off of your skin, go ahead. Okay, and now we're going to blood the skin. At the moment my skin feels really fresh and supple and like it can breathe. Might have something to do with the night air, but it feels amazing. Alright, so that's nice and clean. Next thing we're going to do is massage in our serum. The massage I'm going to show you can be done with any serum. I'm using the Illuma serum because that's what my skin will benefit from. Now the Illuma serum will tingle a little bit when you apply this because it does have that wonderful licorice in, which is anti-inflammatory, and it also has vitamin C in it, as well as azelaic acid. So I'm going to show you how to do a lymphatic drainage, including sort of this neck area over here. Okay, so what we do is you take the right hand, put it beneath your left ear, and just slide down to the shoulder and pull forward. So slide down and pull your shoulder forward, and you repeat that on both sides. Next, you use your thumb and index finger, just drain down the front of the neck all the way into the chest. And then you kind of do like a hook with your finger, put that under the chin, and you drain 5 or 6 times. It's not very hard, so it's kind of a medium pressure. Needs to feel comfortable. Alright, then working in the fold of the neck, we're actually using the hand and pushing that chin forward, starting on the outside, to the middle, to the side, and drying. Alright, when you finish draining, your fingers are here on the side, we slide forward to the corners of the mouth. Slide under the cheekbones, up to the ears, the little hollows just above the ears. Perform your rotaries at the side of the temples. Rotaries on the cheekbones, and then flat palms on the cheeks. Up the nose. And ring finger around the eyes. Just drain the eyebrow up and out and up, and this gets rid of all that fluid. And this gets rid of all that fluid that accumulates on the upper brow bone. Raising the eyebrow. If I had to stop doing this now, you would actually see a difference between the two brows, okay? Alright, so we were here. Bring it across the forehead. Make sure that your fingers are slipping over the skin and not pulling the skin. Pushing up towards the hairline and down. Now pressure points. And to the side, and pressure points. And to the side, and pressure points. And to the side, pressure. You're sort of using your fingers as a drainage mechanism here. Alright, and that concludes your massage. If you're into ears, you can give your ears a little rub. And so we finish with our ageless vitamin A cream. That's our retinol. It's a stabilized form of retinol. And remember, retinol is like a personal trainer for your skin. It's a slight yellow color. This is the vitamin A. And just apply that generously all over your skin. And that concludes the power peel. So my pores are feeling so much better, so refined. My skin feels like it can breathe. My skin's color just looks better. And that's why I love the power peel. So I hope that's helpful and that you'll enjoy it too. Pop us any questions you might have and give it a go.